Mountain biking is probably not the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Jakarta. I mean, it's a big city, right? Well, you'll be surprised at how many places there are to ride, and how active the community is around here. This is Jalur Pipagas. It's a cross-country track in the BSD area, which is a little to the west of Jakarta. This is the first place I can remember mountain biking. It's a pretty simple track, but there are a few technical hills. At some point you will be riding in between the rice fields. And yes, people have fallen in there. This is the part called the roller coaster. You go down a steep hill, then using your momentum you go right up the other side. It's a little dangerous, so if you're new to riding, you can go around it. This course isn't too long, so you'll probably want to do more than one lap. Recently they've also put in a short motocross course. Sometimes when it's empty we can play on our mountain bikes here. Next there's Walini, which is in Puncak. This is a downhill course which is full of jumps, so you'll want to use a full suspension bike. To be safe on a course like this, you need to wear a full face helmet and elbow and knee pads. It's almost entirely downhill, so you get a lot of speed. It's a very short track though, so most people go down it at least 4 or 5 times. At the time of this recording, this track was just reopened after maintenance. Another downhill track around Jakarta is Sebek, which is in Sentul. It might not be as smooth or as fast as Walini because it's not maintained as much, but it's way more technical. It has a nice pace with fast straightaways, large boulders to climb over, and flowing turns. There are also a few jumps littered in between. Unfortunately, the roots from all the trees are overgrown, making some parts of the track insanely rough and bumpy. All in all though, I think it's an okay track. It's just that it could be much better if they maintain it more. The last track I'll be talking about is Rindu Alam. It's also in Puncak. This course is in the mountains, so you'll be constantly switching between climbing and downhill. You'll be going over a variety of terrains, including dirt track, rocks, grass, and for a little while the road. You even go through the tea plantations and the forest. This is what most people consider the hardest part, a ridiculously long climb up a steep paved road. People who can't handle it load their bikes up into their cars and then start riding again at the top of the hill. This is a really fun place to ride, but it is one of the longer ones, taking around 3 hours to complete depending on which route you take. Alright, so today I'm interviewing my dad.
My name is Didi Arifin. I'm a national downhill rider. I'm racing for the Badur, Castle and UFO for the national championship.
Hi, I'm Nick. I live in Jakarta and I work at MNC.
What got you interested in biking?
Well, I started biking because I didn't want to travel so much to go off-roading. I used to off-road on a motorcycle, on a dirt bike, but it takes forever. I had to drive 3 hours just to get on the trail. I switched to mountain bike because I can just go drive half hour on the head of the trail, and then I just unload my bike and ride for 3 or 4 hours, and it would be enough.
Interested in biking because the biking give me a very strong muscles to balance all those things. I practice twice or 3 times a week and gives me a lot of energy to and accelerating for the power. And it's impact to my daily life for I got a better life, and I got also the balance for doing everything.
Well, I just started biking actually at the beginning of this year. I remember purchasing my first bike was like January 1st. The reason why is because you know how traffic jam here in Jakarta is pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then our governor, Jokowi, decided to, he had a plan about having the car with the odd number and even numbers, like
Yeah,
separate
plate numbers.
Yeah. So I decided to maybe this is a good time to buy a bike and then bike to work type of deal, you know. So that's the reason why I started to purchase a first bike and then start biking.
For how long have you been biking?
I've been biking for 14 years, 13 years.
I'm in biking like 2007 until now. It's like 5 or 6 years.
So where's your favorite place to ride at the moment?
Well, right now it's Puncak because I love MTB right now. It wasn't really MTB, it was a bike to work in the beginning, but right now I like to go to Puncak.
Can you mention some of the places you've been biking in Indonesia?
Well, I've been all over Java, mostly western Java, which is surrounding Jakarta. But I'm also been to Central and East Java and Bali, and all the way to Nusa Tenggara Barat or West Nusa Tenggara. So it's we went to Mount Tambora there for 6 days. Climbing Mount Tambora in Nusa Tenggara Barat with my son, it was pretty spectacular trip. It was spectacular view and the ride was nice and it was just overall it's a nice terrain and it's unusual terrain for us.
Okay, I've been many places in Indonesia. I've been in Java, Bali. I've been in Sumatra, but mostly in the Java. But in Java, have a lot of mountains, so there's a lot of tracks in Java.
All right, finally, what do you think about Jakarta as a place for bikers to live? Like the places they have access to and the condition in general?
Well, Jakarta, the only drawback is the traffic. I mean, Jakarta is surrounded by quite a few mountains and open terrain. It's just to get to that place, it's short distance, but it's just the traffic. With the traffic, it might take you half a day.
I think that there's a community. It's called a Bike to Work, obviously, and then this place is great to bike when you start early in the morning. You know, obviously it's the sun and all that kind of. It's the heat.
Yeah.
Basically, it's the most enemy. And then I think this is a great place to bike.